Hello, and welcome to Unlocking Leadership Live. My name is Jim Miller, and this is episode 18. Saturday night before the big Super Bowl game, and I hope you're prepared. Got lots of snackies and drinks and people coming over, or maybe you're going to a sports bar. That's where we're going. We're going to head down to the Cove tomorrow. Grab a seat and strap in for the excitement. So Lisa and I are looking forward to it. Let's see. Tonight, I wanted to talk about leadership, and I'm going to bring in an expert, someone I really respect, on a video. His name is Simon Sinek, and many of you know who he is. He's written many books, and I've read most of them. Ask Why First comes to mind as one that was amazing. It's a very impactful book. I love his style. I love when he speaks, and he does great talks. And I found a small 2.5 minute, almost 3 minute video on what makes a great leader. And the question tonight I want to talk about is, do you or I have what it takes to be a great leader? Have you ever asked yourself that question? It's a great question to ask. I think if you're in whatever kind of leader you are, if you're a company leader, you're a leader at school, if you're a leader in your family, if you're a leader in a social group that you belong to, it's all leadership. And I think great leaders are really people who understand what we're going to talk about tonight and what Simon Sinek talks about in his video. And it may not be what you think. So that's why I wanted to show it. So I'm going to start it, and then we'll start talking about it here and see where we go. And I'm broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you happen to be on, I'm watching Facebook, stop and say hello. So I'm going to start Simon Sinek, and it's called What Makes a Leader Great?
Perhaps one of the most misunderstood subjects in business. Leadership has nothing to do with rank. I know many people who sit at the highest levels of an organization who are not leaders. We do as they tell us because they have authority over us, but we do not trust them and we do not follow them. I also know people at low levels of organization.
That's a good point he makes. Why is it? I've always wondered this, because I've had really good bosses and I've had not so good bosses. And I always wondered why the not so good bosses seem to have similar characteristics, and that they all managed one way or another by fear. And it seems very counterproductive to me. And I just was always curious to see what it was about them that their boss and their boss's boss saw in them to raise them up into those positions of authority over their employees. Just really never understood why that was a trait that was admirable and worth promoting. But I have no idea what the strategy was at the company and how they did it, so I can't really tell. But for me, I always felt empowered and would definitely produce more quicker in the right environments. And those were always based on encouragement and training. And, yeah, you're going to fail. Just get yourself up, dust yourself off, learn from what you did wrong, and don't do it again. And let's move on and just keep getting better every day. And that's a great environment to be in, and everybody's having fun, and it's a family environment, and much better than the fear. It's horrible to go to work sometimes with fear as your boss. So yeah, it's like he talks. Let's go on.
Organizations. that have no formal authority, but they've made a choice. The choice to look after the person to the left of them, the choice to look after the person to the right of them, and we would trust them and follow them anywhere. Leadership is the awesome responsibility to see those around us rise. Every one of us, can choose to be the leader we wish we had. We lead our teams, and we can lead.
That's a powerful statement. You and I, we can choose to be the leader we wish we had. And regardless of what situation you're in right now, you can choose to be the leader you wish you had. Even though you may have a boss that's a tyrant, you can still run yourself that way. And that's a powerful thing. Let's go on.
Lead our clients when we decide that we will do everything in our power to see them rise, to see them achieve their ambitions and their dreams. And this is what servant leadership means.
So servant leadership is, to me, the ultimate leader, someone who is in the mix, rolls his sleeves up or her sleeves up, works with everybody, gets the job done, listens, keeps appraised of everything, clears the path for them to be successful, creates an environment where they feel safe and they're encouraged and they're given what they need to prosper, whatever it is. And that's, to me, a success formula for a leader.
Serve your dream rather than you serve my bottom line. And it's totally fine to have financial goals. It's totally fine to have metrics, because that becomes the proof of value that somebody wants to give you their money because they believe in you. It is proof positive. But the best leaders I know are students of leadership. There's no such thing as an expert leader. It doesn't exist. Like there's no such thing as an expert parent. It doesn't exist, right? We are students of leadership. And even the most senior leaders constantly are reading books, reading articles, watching talks, having conversations all the time about leadership. They're always in learning mode. And I think for anyone who wants to be a leader, you have to choose to be a student of the subject.
So leadership is a responsibility to continue learning, to continue becoming. And it's not just sticking your nose in a book and reading. It's sticking your nose in a book and then actually applying what you learn in the real world, putting it to work and embedding it in you so that you can become better at your leadership skills. So I think that's an important aspect of it. It's not just learning it, it's learning it and then doing it. You got to get out and get it, apply what you learn. And sometimes you make mistakes. You're constantly growing, constantly going through this learning curve where, like Zig Ziglar said, is famous as saying, it's always, it's tough, but it's okay to suck at something worthwhile doing for a while. And leadership is like that, I think. You're just constantly learning something new, going out, trying it, failing, trying it again, failing, trying it again. And maybe, getting a coach, trying things ahead of time before you're on the spot in a critical situation, at a presentation or something. But just understanding that's part of the process is continuous learning, continuous growth, developing relationships and creating bonds with people and trust, helping them meet their goals. I have a thing here I'll show. That I got from my dad. It's a little plaque, that was given to Ronald Reagan by one of my dad's friends. And it sat on Ronald Reagan's desk. A copy of this sat on Ronald Reagan's desk. And if you look in some of the old history pictures, you'll see it there. And what it says is there's no limit to what a man can do or where he can go if he doesn't mind who gets the credit. And that's a powerful statement. And I think that kind of embodies what Simon Sinek is talking about. Help other people. And don't worry about who's going to get credit for it. Just get the job done. Let's go on.
Anything. If you want to be good at something, you have to study it. And the most ignored characteristic of leadership, we talk about vision and charisma. Yes, these are important. But I've known some wonderful leaders who don't have huge world-changing vision. I've known some wonderful leaders that are quiet and sit in the corner, but they all have courage. The courage to advance a vision, the courage to ignore the short-term ups and downs of the business, the courage to take risks on people, the courage to believe in people, the courage to speak truth to power, the courage to do the right thing and have integrity. I think courage is a very undervalued characteristic of leadership.
If you knew you were only 20% of the way.
So, do you have what it takes to become a great leader? I think so. Simon says it's courage. Courage to step out into the unknown. Courage to try something new. Courage to be in the gap. Courage to take the heat for your team and prevail. Courage to grow. Courage to become. Courage to be more and better every day. Well, that's my show. I'm going to cut it off because I'm going to go have some fun with Lisa. So Saturday night. You all have an awesome day. And tomorrow with the Super Bowl coming up, not sure if I'm going to get a broadcast in, but if I do, I'll see you then. Till next time. Bye.